Hi everyone, I'm Nicola from Elimee Designs and welcome to episode 11 of our crochet vlog. 11 already. As you can see this month, let's have a look, we've got this little cutie patootie with me. Oh, not pulling the cutest face right now because I'm a little bit short on childcare and she does not like to sleep in her cot during the day because of her reflux. So we're going to do our best to show you everything that we've been working on whilst we've got the little one here. And hopefully she doesn't vomit on anything. So yeah, it's been an interesting month. We've had an unusual number of bank holidays here in the UK, which has meant a little bit less time to crochet, but I still have a few things to show. So first up, you're gonna help me show this one. We know how much I love rainbows and how much my kids love rainbows. So you may have already seen this if you joined in with the blog hop, but here is, I'm gonna get a bit closer for you, our Technicolour tile coaster. Now this I think came out on the 2nd of May, so it is already out. Well, out on the blog hop I should say. We released it on the blog hop as half off. So if you do like making coasters, feel free to check it out. We have decided to do a second discount code on Etsy because it turned out there were quite a few people who would prefer to use Etsy rather than Ravelry. So I will drop the information in the studio notes as to how to get half off if you can see this in time. I'll also send the information out to all of our email subscribers, so hopefully you'll like that. So these were made using paint box yarns cotton DK. Now I'm going to forget all of the names, so apologies if you end up with a list of colours here on the screen, but I believe she says that it's slate grey for the background. Oh, you just pinched me, sweetie. Red wine for the red, glorious gold for the orange, daffodil yellow for the yellow, slate grey for the green, kingfisher blue, oh gosh, I'm running out of the colours. What was the pink one? No, I don't remember the pink one. And pansy purple, so I'll have to put the pink one up here somewhere for you to see. Yeah, well, do you like it? That's interesting to know, yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next one before she explodes. So again, this one came out on the 1st of May as part of the Softy Cal. I did preview it almost finished last month. And this, if I can hold it up with not really two hands, is our, turn it the good way around, our Cosy Stripes Draught Excluder. So I made quite a big one, so it'll go across the whole of my doorway. And I made it quite tall as well, just because I wanted it to definitely block out as many drafts as possible. Now I was stash busting, and these were left over from my Mariposa butterfly blanket that I made for this little one when she was born, which again I showed you last time. So this is made using Aldi baby yarn in rose and cream, and I have stuffed it with a mixture of yarn remnants, so all the little bits that are cut off when weaving in my ends, and fabric scraps from all of my sewing. So it's a reasonable weight, as you can see. It does bend quite well when I lift it up with one hand. So hopefully that will be very good at keeping out all of those pesky drafts in my home. You can stuff it with other things that you have lying around the house. I think carrier bags would be quite good because we've always got mountains of those stashed away for some unfathomable reason that people like to collect carrier bags. Or you could just use regular old stuffing. Okay, the next thing that I have managed to finish, and I say finished in the broader sense of the term, because it's not really a finished item. Excuse me for this one being very talkative. But just me playing around with some stitches for a design submission call that I'm considering entering for. So the first one you might have seen on my stories on Instagram, and that was me messing around with the bobble stitch. So I did them so that the rows don't quite line up, so every other line lines up and then the other ones kind of stagger in between. Yes. I'm trying to eat my fingers. As you can see, I haven't woven in my ends just because it was a bit of a sample that I was messing around with, and I made this using fuchsia purple from Stylecraft Special DK. And I really like that colour, so I think I might use that perhaps in one of my upcoming designs. The other square, as I said, I was messing around with stitches. Let me see if I can get this the right way around. You can't really see it there, hold it a bit closer, is the Alpine stitch. and I made this using Stylecraft Special DK in Plum. Again, I really like the colour. I think I just really like pinks and purples. And again, this was me messing around with some stitches for a different design call. So I will let you know if I get accepted by any of these design calls. I've never really submitted for them before. This is my first kind of foray, shall we say. And they've been sat in my one and only homemade project bag. The one that I showed you last time that I was going to make, so the one that was going to be upcycled out of a pair of jeans of my husband's and one of my old skirts. I cut out the fabric after I'd made the template, found a zip because it's got a little zip in it. And do I have any interfacing? No. So I am currently waiting for the interfacing to arrive so that I can move on to the next step and actually put the thing together. So fingers crossed, you will get to see that for the next episode. So moving on quickly, because this one, who knows how long she'll last before she either throws up on me or poos everywhere, are some works in progress. You're actually trying to eat my hand, aren't you, sweetie? Okay, so let's just pull this one out of the bag. So I've made a good amount of progress on this one, and this is my Maxwell Beanie by Michelle Ferguson. So as you can see from my progress keeper, I had basically done nothing last time. I had done I think it was 2 rows and 5 stitches. So yeah, minimal. And whereas now, I think I'm literally about 5 or 6 rows from the end, at which point I can assemble it and give it to my husband. So he'll be really happy about that. Now, if it's sitting the right way round, I can show you the cute little, hopefully it'll be in focus, cute little tree stitch marker that I've got on there. And as I explained last time, my husband did not like any of the yarn in my stash, which is, well, fair enough, I suppose, because a lot of it's quite, I wouldn't say feminine, but just not his style. He's kind of more the blacks, the blues, the greys kind of person usually. And so I used, let me just grab the ball band off this one, the Rowan Baby Cash Soft Merino. I will be able to get my words out. And this is in the colourway 00112. We know I don't like numbers and letters instead of cute names. However, on the website it is called denim. So we will forgive them for that slight of not putting the name on the ball band. So fingers crossed I should have that one finished for the next episode as well. Oh, God, getting hairs everywhere. And that one has been living, really hard to do things one-handed, in my Lovecrafts project bag that I got with my mystery bag, which I showed you a fair while ago. Now the next one, living in my Crochetpreneur project bag, I'm not going to show you all of it because this is the one that I gave you a bit of a sneak peek at a while back and haven't shown you since, other than hinting that I've been making progress. So this is going to be a blanket that's going to be released in the autumn, and I have finished the main body of the blanket and I have designed the border. I just need to crochet it and then it will literally be ready to go into testing. I won't be putting it into testing for a few months because I'm aiming to release it maybe August, so that's plenty of time to make it before the autumn really sets in. And it's made using the Stylecraft Special DK in the colour Spice. Yes, that's the one that I boo-booed last time saying, no, it's definitely not Spice. So it is very, very close to finished. As you can see here, the main body is a filet design. I'm not going to spoil you well, spoil it, I suppose, by showing you all of it. Oh, and you've just tangled yourself in the rope. But that should be finished and ready to share very, very soon. Do you not like that one? Is it not your favourite colour? Are you not an orange person? You want to say hello to everyone? Is that it? Say hi. No, you want to stare out the window instead. Oh, are you tired? Well, we've only got a little bit left to go because we're going through it very quickly today. So, oh gosh, cat sat on the yarn. Oh, let's grab it. All of the little creatures that I have to deal with. So this is the start of a new design that I'm going to show you because you can't tell what it is yet. So this is going to be, let me hold up this way, my first design that I'm sharing with you that works up in the round. The same motif, this one is going to be filet as well. is going to be in each of the sections. You can literally just see the very, very bottom of it. I'm not 100% sure with the design whether it's going to work, because I'm currently using double crochets, or whether I'm going to have to rip it back and do it in half double crochets just so that the proportions look right. So we shall see how that goes. And this is being crocheted up again with a bit of stash busting, because I had a lot of this left over from my Caitlin zigzag blanket. Gosh, first ever design. So that was a little while ago that it's been sat in my stash for. And this is made using Stylecraft Specialty K in Hint of Silver. So hopefully you will like this one. I thought it was quite a nice colour because it's not white or cream for once. And I have also designed the border for this one. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. You know how I like to design my patterns and write it all up before I actually try crocheting it, and then go back and edit. So we shall see how that one goes. Oh, get it back in the bag. That's just in a random bag. And that bit of yarn that's just fallen out of the back. Okay, this one is getting very tired. I did have a few more bits and pieces that I wanted to update you on, but I think that will have to wait until next time. So excuse the very brief video. You gonna say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. I shall see you all soon. Happy crocheting.